Good evening. Welcome to another edition of Whether or Not. I'm your host, Dennis Khrulov, with forecaster tonight, Madison Olms. So Madison, it's been a pretty sunny and dry week so far. Do you see that continuing as we head into the weekend?
So conditions are pretty unclear as we're looking at them right now. Unfortunately, there may be a chance of rain over our whiteout weekend, so I would recommend bringing a poncho along with you just to be safe.
Hearing the forecast for rain this weekend, not a good sign, especially with the whiteout. However, I can guarantee this weekend, rain or shine, we're going to see whiteout conditions in Beaver Stadium.
Absolutely, and we're hoping for that win against the Hawkeyes as well.
Hopefully it's a big win against Iowa as well. Make Beaver Stadium roar. Anyway, this evening we're going to have a feature relating football with weather and how weather conditions affect playing football, and some interesting nature and the news stories lined up as well. Let's start with the first one up next.
Some of us crack under pressure, but these gems blush. Pink diamonds are among the most rare and valuable diamonds around. Researchers say the colorful gems may have erupted in Australia's Argyle mine when supercontinent Nuna split 1.3 billion years ago. Though their color makes them rare and beautiful, pink diamonds are actually considered to be damaged. The color comes from the warping of the gem's crystal lattice under intense pressure. You may be wondering, don't all diamonds form under pressure? That they do, but with even more force, clear diamonds can become colorful. More than 90% of the pink stones ever found came from the Argyle mine. It was one of the world's most productive diamond deposits in the world up until November 2020. Researchers believe that when supercontinent Nuna split, that the blushing stones were pushed through thin continental edges, making them emerge at Argyle's deep underground. Though Argyle may be closed, these precious pink gems are a sight to be seen.
In less than a month, a spectacular sight will catch the eyes of millions of people around the world. An annual solar eclipse will cross portions of North, Central, and South America on Saturday, October 14th. I mentioned the word annular solar eclipse. Well, what is the difference between an annual and a total eclipse? During an annular solar eclipse, the moon obscures most of the sun, creating an outer ring with visible light. On the other hand, a total solar eclipse obscures the sun completely, and no visible light peeks through directly. Here in the United States, the path of the peak eclipse will move a diagonal line from Oregon down to Texas, where 90% of the sun will be obscured. Here in State College, we will see our peak at 1:15 p.m. on October 14th, where close to 30% of the sun will be obscured. If you're planning to view this eclipse, make sure to protect your eyes with proper eclipse sun protection. This won't be the last solar show, with the next total eclipse coming through our backyard on April 8th, 2024, where places such as Erie, just 3 hours away, will see 100% totality. I definitely have that date circled on my calendar.
Did you happen to miss September's new moon? The good news is you can see another one in a little less than a month from now. October's new moon is projected to occur on October 14th. New moons happen approximately every month. That's about how long it takes the moon to orbit Earth. During this phenomenon, the moon reaches its minimum brightness and is located directly between the Earth and the sun, with its shadowed side facing us. On nights before and after the new moon, you can sometimes see what is called Earthshine, or the Da Vinci glow. This is when just a thin crescent is present, and you can see the entire disk of the moon dimly illuminated with a bluish-gray glow. The glow is produced by light from a fully illuminated Earth reflecting off of the lunar surface. Sometimes new moons are considered black moons. Black moons are a rare occurrence and only happen when there's a second new moon in a single calendar month. The next time this will happen is in December 2024. If you happen to miss a new moon, remember each month, it's out with the old and in with the new. We're hoping for dry conditions this weekend, but could there be a damper on the Penn State whiteout game? Starting off on Friday, we see dry and clear conditions throughout most of the region, but if we're looking a little bit west along the Illinois and Indiana border, we see some showers near the Chicagoland area. If we look a little bit south in the Virginia region, we see a low pressure system starting to develop, and that could cause issues for us as we head into Saturday. We see this system moving up along the northeast coast and into portions of the Commonwealth. Now, if you're planning on going to the tailgates, this could put a damper on your Penn State whiteout, but if you're a little bit more west in the Indiana and Ohio regions, you'll see dry and potentially cloudy conditions. Now, if you're going to the game on Saturday, this is the forecast for you. If you're planning on going to the tailgates, you'll be sitting at temperatures in the low 60s with the potential of rain showers throughout the day. But hopefully, by the time we get to kickoff, we see dry conditions with cloudy skies. The clouds will most likely be breaking up throughout the evening as we head to the end of the game in the fourth quarter, hopefully for a win against those Hawkeyes. Now on Sunday, even though we saw drier conditions on Saturday, we see this system making a comeback, moving across the region. We see this low pressure system as it headed a bit more northward and slightly more into the state of Pennsylvania. We see another set of showers in the Illinois and Indiana area, and we have drier, sunny conditions near Michigan and Indiana as well. Now kicking off the weekend, we see sunny and 69 on Friday, which are very pleasant conditions, but as we head into the night, things start to cool off just a bit with the slight increase in cloud cover, with temperatures sitting at about 55 degrees. Saturday, it's game day, get ready. We see potential showers throughout the day, but hopefully things stay dry as we head into the night, where we just see a slight bit of cloud cover as things cool off to about 56 degrees. Heading into Sunday, we'll definitely be seeing those showers as the low pressure system continues to move into the area. Up next, we have Gavin Sandel with a feature on weather and football.
These dropping temperatures and leaves are an indicator of something that we all know and love. The answer, and all of its 100,000 seats, is right behind me.
That's right, it's football season. Our opening games here in State College have seen beautiful conditions with clear skies and comfortable temperatures influencing us all in the stands. Our first few games here have seen stunning weather. Clear and calm skies headlined Penn State's first home wins of the season. However, the chance always exists of a game with not so nice conditions. For example, Beaver Stadium saw 2 rainy games last year in Penn State's wins against Northwestern and Maryland. Results of the game aside, though, how much of an impact does inclement weather have on sports? Not only on campus, but professionally as well. For starters, though, the upkeep of any high-level field can take hours of research into the weather and is one of the most important variables in a groundskeeper's job.
Yes, it's a tremendous uptake that they really do with that, and it's a year-round process, which includes turfgrass health, turfgrass nutrition, air and water management. They need to be in tune with what's going on with the weather. Each day, one of the first things that a turfgrass manager is going to look is they're going to look on their phones or on an app or whatever and find out what the weather conditions are. All of those different types of things then make a huge impact on how they plan a project or plan daily maintenance activities based on what's going on with the weather. It's one of the biggest influencers that they actually have.
When precipitation actually does factor into sporting events, its impacts can definitely be felt. For example, in the last 4 years, Penn State has played rain games on 5 separate occasions. On average, both teams' combined score totaled to just 31.4 points, well below the average of 61 combined points in a game. The same conclusions can be drawn for an NFL game as well. Completion percentage in passes drops due to the slippery surfaces and footballs, and the frequency of run plays increase.
Rain impacts it in a number of different ways. It can change aspects of footing. It can also then increase compaction depending on how the field is. Most of the fields these days are designed to have infiltration rates or percolation rates of, let's say, up to 15 inches of rain per hour is how they're originally designed. Sometimes that works. Sometimes, depending on how the rain is coming down, it may impact the fields a little bit differently. And so what can happen with those is that depending on the type of grass that you have, could make the field a little bit more slick or not.
Snow is another type of precipitation that causes lots of trouble in the world of sports. Joe Paterno's final game and record 409th college football win was played in an early season snowstorm against Illinois back in 2011. Nittany Lions quarterback Matt McGloin threw for just 9 completions and an interception. However, an Illinois missed field goal to tie the game late concluded a 10-7 slugfest in favor of the home team. With snow, the option of passing goes down tremendously, and the amount of yards picked up on the ground skyrockets. Because runs on average use more time on the game clock, this leads to less plays, which in turn leads to less points. The interesting thing about snow is that its wrath isn't the same at all venues. Modern stadiums, especially in colder climates, contain heating systems located beneath the field that are able to effectively melt the accumulation quickly. Though snow or not, the field will still be covered in water, leading to suboptimal playing conditions anyway.
Depending on if the field has a heating system and it melts, or if it just stays as actual snow itself, with that, you may have a double effect, depending on, like I said, whether they have a heating system underneath. If they don't, then the snow and the cold temperatures then work together where it'll start to cause the field to freeze or harden up in addition to the snow itself. So then the snow then can also then impact as far as footing a little bit more, makes conditions a little bit more slick.
In addition to rain and snow, other types of weather can factor into the game as well. Heat, in addition to it causing quick fatigue on athletes, can cause grass to wilt and lose springiness, which can increase risk of injury. Wind as well is a major factor that can impact on-field performance. Strong winds can cause passes to be thrown errantly and also leads to a lower field goal percentage from kickers. This Saturday's game against Iowa looks like rain is in the forecast. If you're going to the game, make sure to bring a rain jacket and definitely expect a whole lot of rushing and not a lot of points.
For Whether or Not, I'm Gavin Sandel.
If you're looking to get outside one last time before the winter conditions start rolling in, next week might be your chance. Taking a look at this weekend, we have high temperatures of around 69 degrees on Friday with sunny and clear conditions, but moving into Saturday, it's a little uncertain if we're going to have rain for that whiteout game or not. So keep an eye out and let's keep our fingers crossed that those conditions stay clear and let that rain come into the day on Sunday where temperatures rise just a little bit into the mid-60s as we expect showers throughout the day. Taking a look at next week, we have Monday starting off with a high temperature of around 70 degrees, and those temperatures begin to cool as the week moves on. We'll take a look closer to Thursday and Friday. Thursday being the lowest we'll probably see next week as our temperatures continue to rise with nice, sunny, clear conditions as the week comes to an end.
Well, thank you, Madison, for that extended outlook. I definitely am excited to see those drier conditions persist, and with a little bit of sunshine too, because once we get into the winter months, we probably won't be seeing a lot of that sun. So as we head into the Weather Whiz Quiz question of the week, we're going to be talking about the highest recorded temperatures in State College so far this year. So the question states, what was the highest recorded temperature this year so far in State College? Was it A, 87 degrees, B, 89 degrees, C, 91 degrees, or D, 98 degrees? If you guessed B, 89 degrees, you are in fact correct.
Now that's pretty surprising to hear that the high was only 89, considering across the rest of the country we experienced a lot of intense heat waves.
We sure did, and it was the first time we haven't hit 90 degrees, assuming we don't see any more heat waves in October, since 2014.
Wow.
So thank you for joining us this evening. Stay tuned next week for another jam-packed show.